So before we start, let's talk a bit about studies. Okay. How to study, what to study, correct or not? Tell me. How do you
Yes.
study is my question, right? How do you study, right? Tell me. Ajay, Zara. Wait, we'll do a new page. Study plan for FM. Now see, if you ask me as a faculty, correct? That sir, how should we study so that we pass? Is something that I think everyone wants to know, correct or not? You have, let's say, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, right? Classes, correct? 4 days or maximum, let's say Friday also you have classes, right? So you have what, 2.5, 3 hours worth of classes every day as of now, right? For first 2 weeks, correct? The only task you will have is basically revising, right? That is up to next weekend, right? So we'll be done with, let's say, we'll start with investment appraisal and we'll be done with major portions, correct? That is NPV, we were able to do, we may be able to do discounting, correct? Today only a bit of discounting and compounding will start, right? So in that case, what is your task now, correct? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, correct? 3 hours if you are doing, plus 1 hour every day for the first 2 weeks. Right? Plus 1 to 1.5 hours max. You can study up to next weekend, correct? That is next Friday, right? Okay, have a look. What you have to do, whatever we do in class, right? Do all the questions, revise all the theory that is there, correct? Try to solve, see whether any what study hub questions or any reference book questions match whatever we have done and try to solve them, correct? First, the revising will take half an hour, 30 minutes to 45 minutes logically, correct? Revision very important, correct? So you have to do that revision part, right? That is to be done for sure, correct? Then once the 2 weeks, that means after, that is when April starts, 31st March is on a Monday this time, correct? So when April starts from 1st April 104 2025, correct? Logically, what will happen? Have a look, correct? Logically or simply speaking, what will happen? 1/4/2025, that is there. You will start full-fledged on 31st March, correct? You can start by that time, right? We'll be quickly going into section C questions, correct? I will mark questions every day, what you have to do, right? Then your 3 hours of class, plus you have to up your game, maybe 2 hours a day, correct? More MCQs will open up, correct? So 3 hours plus 2 hours for the next 3 weeks. That is up to third week of what, April, right? 2 to 2.5 hours, whatever you can do that part, correct? Right? So let's say April end tak, we are done with, let's say, major portion. We will be done with investment appraisal. We will be done with working capital management. We will be done with WACC, right? And probably we'll be also starting Forex somewhere. So last 3 chapters will be remaining, right? Forex, interest rate risk, and what? Tell me. Business valuation. We'll try to complete WACC. Maybe we may be in between WACC or we have completed WACC. So by this time, right, 40 marks, section C, full portion will be done, correct? Also, by that time, your Forex, 50 to 60 marks, as in 40 marks of section C and 10 to 20 marks of section A and B, right, which is from investment appraisal, working capital, and WC. So 60 to 65 marks of your portion will be done. So by that time, even if you are very good with these 3 portions, right, you can consider yourself passing the exam by the end of April. Then in May, you just have to revise these topics and do all the topics: forex, interest rate risk, correct? Forex risk, interest rate risk, and business valuation, correct? You have to nicely go through these chapters. These are important from section B kind of questions. So do all section B questions that are possible here. Don't even leave a single question. Okay. That is how you go ahead with what? Tell me. Your studies. So last 1 month, 3 hours of class, 15 days, till 15th May or something will be done with the portion, correct? Around, let's say, 16th May, we'll be done with the portion, Friday, 16th May. Once we are done with the portion, right, you will have to include these 3 hours plus 2.5, 3 hours, right? So 6 hours a day you have to study after that, once the class is done. In 6 hours, you will do what? Section A question 2 hours, section B question 2 hours, and section C question 2 hours. Revise, solve question, revise, solve question, correct? This is how you should study logically. Right now, with the class, 1.5 hour, 2 hours also happens for the 2 weeks. More than enough. Don't need to worry about anything else as of now. Even if you are revising and able to solve questions. So whenever you finish the class, obviously you would have solved a lot of questions, right? Correct. Have a look. Makes sense. What do you say, Arati? Tell me. Okay. Have you written this down?
Okay, sir. Yeah.
Okay. So this is how you should study. Your focus should be on what? The 3 major topics. Once you are done with the 3 major topics, then forex risk and interest rate risk. Once you are done with forex risk and interest rate risk, then only business valuation is left, right? That is how things will work out. Correct. So now coming back to what? Tell me. Your what all are we done here? Have a look. FM functions, right? Are we done with type of stakeholder plus stakeholder conflict? Let's go to agency theory first. Write down next heading, agency theory. Next heading is what? Agency theory, correct? Wait up. Agency theory, correct? Or agency theory, you don't have to draw a table. What is agency theory? Have you studied agency theory somewhere? Tell me. Anywhere you have done agency theory? Tell me. What is agency theory? Principal agent relationship theory. Have you done that? Have you heard about it anywhere? Tell me. So there is a principal, correct? Principal appoints an agent, correct? Who on his behalf deals with third party, right? If anything goes wrong, right? Who is responsible? Tell me. Agent acts on behalf of principal, right? With third party. If anything goes wrong, whose responsibilities? Will the agent be punished or agent would have to pay the money? Or tell me, the principal is responsible. Tell me. What do you think? Who is responsible? Bolo, bolo. Who is
Principal.
responsible? Principal is always responsible. So, responsibility. Write it down. Responsibility lies with principal. Correct. If anything goes wrong, who is responsible? Principal is responsible. Makes sense? Have a look. So if you look at this from a corporate point of view, correct? The equity shareholders, right, are nothing but the principals. They are investing money into the business, correct? They have invested money into the business, correct? And they appoint, see, do equity shareholders of a public company every day come into the business and what? Tell me. Work with or what? Tell me. Every day do the working in the company? Tell me.
No, sir.
Correct. So they appoint what? Tell me. Whom do they appoint to do their work? Tell me.
Director.
Directors or managers, whatever you want to say. Right? And they deal with third party. Anything happens, whose responsibility it is? Tell me. Principal. Those equity shareholder is responsible. Correct or not? Now see what we do in our life. Tell me. Now you go to what? Tell me. Any geo or any telecom industry, right? Let's say your mobile phone is not working, correct? What will you do? You will go to the local geo store or something of that side, right? Correct or not? If you do not get good service, correct or not? What will you do? Tell me. Do not get good service.
Switch.
Switch, correct? But you don't want to switch because तुम्हारे घर पे जियो के और other than Jio there is no network at your place, so you cannot switch. So in that case, what you will do? Tell me. You will call customer care, correct or not? If customer care also does not help you, right, and some wrong money has been debited to your account, correct, will you file complaint against Jio? Tell me. When you file complaint against Jio as a company, correct or not, that means are you filing complaint against the owners of the company or against the director or manager of the company? Tell me.
Owners.
Owners of the company. So whenever with a third party you have what? Third party, right? So agent will never have any problems, even if he does any illegal activity or does any what? Tell me, fraud. He will be protected because he is just a merely appointed agent. Correct or not? Tell me yes or no. Makes sense. Okay. This is called as agency theory. What is this called? Agency theory. Any problem here? Tell me. Can we go ahead? Next topic. I am leaving that topic of what managerial remuneration aside for a bit of time, right? I am going directly into what? Now next part is what? Aja. Next part. What is the next part after that? Tell me. Corporate governance. What we'll do is after corporate governance, we'll go into a bit of practical part. Then again come back to theory tomorrow at the start, right? Chalo, aa corporate governance. Corporate governance. In corporate governance, what is corporate governance? Why does corporate governance have so much importance when it comes to working of a company? Can you guess what is corporate governance? Any idea what is corporate governance? Bolo, bolo. What is corporate governance? What does corporate governance say? Any idea? Audit topic or BT audit? So everywhere do you find this corporate governance being there? Tell me.
Yes, sir.
What is the significance of corporate governance? Chalo, I'll give you an example, right? Now let's say, okay. Let's say there is an organization, correct? Who basically, now best example for this generally I give is of what? There is something called as, I don't know whether you know this or not, but there is something called as your Mumbai mein there is a metro rail project. What is that? Metro rail project. I hope you've heard about it. Metro rail project in Mumbai, correct? So metro rail project mein once what was happening is there was a route that was decided. Let's say from point A to point B, the route was to be built up. Okay. Now, what was happening if you take the shortest route from A to B? Okay. Then in between there was a forest that was what? Tell me. Coinciding. So what happened was the route was decided that it will go from A to B, and the whole forest area trees will be cut off for the route to be going ahead, right? It was nothing but the RA forest in Mumbai, right? So what happened? This route was passed. No one took a lot of cognizance that was from A to B. This forest is going to be what? Tell me, cut off. Now what started happening is once it was what announced and next day it was in the papers, correct? So everyone started protesting against this because already Mumbai AQI quality, tell me, or air quality index is what? Tell me, AQI. Is it very good or is it very bad? Tell me. AQI. Bolo, bolo. Good or bad?
Bad.
Mumbai people, very bad. Tell me. Very bad. So cutting of forest will lead to more what? Tell me. Problems arising. Hence, what people did started protesting. But now what happened? Just this route was decided and a contractor was hired. What was hired? Contractor was hired. Now he was in the evening given the contract sheet that from A to B you have to what? Tell me. Build the metro rail and you have to cut 1000 trees in this forest for the rail product or rail project to start. Now see what happened. No, this contractor on the next day only, right? Next day, what happened at 12 p.m. in the Supreme Court, a judgment was passed that there is a stay order on this. What is a stay order? Tell me. You cannot go ahead with the project because the forest is going to be demolished. But in the morning, only 10 a.m., this company started what? Tell me. Cutting trees, and they had already cut 70-80 trees in 2 hours. Right? Right? And they cut almost in the whole day, they cut 70 to 80 trees. And then by the end of the day, when the Supreme Court verdict reached them, right? So people started saying that, boss, you directly disobeyed the order of what? Supreme Court. Correct or not? They said, no, sir. In our company, what we do is whenever we pass a resolution in the board meeting, what do we pass? Resolution in the board meeting. Sir, it is final. No tension. It is not illegal because we had the contract and the resolution was passed. But does the supreme authority have authority over you? Here, tell me. Any illegal activity passed by a board resolution, can it become legal because a board resolution is passed? But these kind of things started happening, correct? Companies used to do illegal activities, right? And back it with what? Board resolution tha was, correct? And what started happening when you went into the boardroom, you found out that there are, let's say, 10 directors, correct? Right? Out of which this is the, so this is, let's say, this is the board meeting, correct? In the board meeting, 10 directors are there and all are employees of the company. So all are what? Executive directors. What are executive directors? Tell me. Executive director means what? They are working in the company, correct? They are some or the other way. So one was production person, one was packing person, one was manufacturing person, one was sales, one was purchase, one was account receivable, one was account payable, one was what? Overall management, and one was what? Packing department, something of that sort. 9 executive directors. And there was the major shareholder of the company who had 60% shares. He was the CEO of the company. Who was he? Tell me. CEO of the company, correct? He had 60% and he had hired all of these 9 executive directors, correct? He was what? Tell me. Chairman of the meeting. Every board meeting that is there, he is only chairman. And all resolutions that are passed by these executive directors only. Now tell me, if you are an executive director, right? That means if the company does not do well, you will not get your salary, correct? If the company does well, you will get your salary. And CEO has hired you. If he tells that, chalo, come on now, pass a board resolution to cut 100 trees today, correct or not? Will any of the executive directors have the power or even have the guts to go against this resolution? Tell me.
No.
Ever, tell me, Arati. Will they go against the CEO? Tell me.
No,
Managing
master.
director, CEO? Never ever. Correct. So what started happening? Illegal activities started happening. And they used to back it with what? Arey sir, board resolution tha na. So we could do it. Hence, there was a need, right? Generally, it was a public company. For public companies, corporate governance is there. Hence, there was a need that out of this 10 directors, no, the law said that boss, aisa all 10 directors cannot be executive directors, correct? So the law said first thing is what? Tell me. You cannot have what? Only executive directors in the board. They said you have to get non-executive director, and that also independent non-executive director who are not related to the company at all. Their livelihood does not depend on the company. So they said that this is the first point of corporate governance was something like this. BOD should have 51% or more INEDs on the board. Correct? That means what? See, what would have happened? Now see, if there were 6 non-executive directors, just consider 6 non-executive directors, right? Six non-executive directors. This is non-executive, correct? This is non-executive. 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 Okay. These 6 were non-executive director, and some tree cutting proposal would have come up from the CEO, right? These 6 people would have voted no, 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 no. Don't do this because it is against society at a large, right? Because the Supreme Court matter has already been filed in this matter, correct? So better don't do this, correct? So illegal activity would be stopped, right? Illegal activity would be stopped, right? Then second point, have a look. Are you okay with why 51% or more are required? Tell me. INDs. Then second point, hear me out. Now what happened? No, this CEO was very smart. Now what is the law? I'll tell you. Let's say if there is a vote, correct? 5 people say yes and 5 people say no, correct? 5 say yes, 5 say no. In that case, what should happen? What do you think should happen? This person is what? Chairman of the meeting. He's what? Chairman of meeting. What do you think will happen? Generally, law says if there is what? 50% voting, right? In that case, the chairman of the meeting has what? Tell me. Complete veto power. What he has? He has veto power to give a second vote and do what he wants to do. So if this illegal activity was there, 5 people said yes, 5 people said no, and CEO was chairman of the meeting, correct? Honestly tell me, true to God, tell me, will he vote as a no or will he go ahead with the illegal activity to earn money? Tell me. Go ahead. Direct tension lene ka hi nahi, right? The thing would be done. So in this case, the second point says that CEO or MD, correct, should not be CEO or MD should not be the chairman of the meeting. Correct? That is the second point. Then third point. Now this CEO is very smart. He says that boss, see, I am 60% shareholder of the company. I am director for life. No one can vote me out as director, right? In the articles of association and memorandum of association of the company, I will write that I am a permanent director. Are there any provisions for permanent director in what companies? Never ever. Every director Now see why he wants to do this, because he wants to have a control over the company, right? For the full period he is what, owner of the company. Hence what will happen, right? Every director, third point, should nominate himself every 3 years for re-election. No concept of director for life. Every 3 years you have to put yourself to vote. Re-election means what? Every 3 years you will ask, can I be the director of the company? If I have all board of directors say yes, then you can be the. Re-election means what? The company needs to re-elect you, right? So every director should nominate himself every 3 years for re-election. No concept of what? Director for life. Correct? Then what happens now? What does the CEO say? One time, all these INDs that are independent non-executive directors, which are not working in the company and not related to company at all, this CEO no goes and meets with one of the INDs. Correct? He says that, boss, come here. I'll tell you one thing. Correct? I'll give you salary no every month. Don't worry. Whatever I say, vote. What? Whatever I say yes, you also say yes. Correct? Good proposition. Tell me. For an IND, tell me. To get salary every month. Correct? From the company, right? But is he going to work for the company? If he works for the company, can he be a IND? That is independent non-executive director? Never ever. Correct? Hence, what you should do? INDs will never get a salary or can never be employees of the company. But do they do all this work for free? Tell me. Will they do everything for free? What do you say, Arti? Everything for free?
No, sir.
No. Then what they will get?
Fee.
What?
Fee.
What? Paid. What
Fee.
paid? Fee. Which fee? Which fee they get? You're almost there. Correct. So do they get sitting fees? Right?
Okay.
Sitting fees for what? Sitting into the meeting and voting. Right? So no salary to INEDs, but they will be paid sitting fees. Then now tell me, see, अरे यार, हम्म, 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 we ये क्या हो गया? ए व्यू में क्या प्रॉब्लम हो? पेज व्यू, हाँ, नाउ इज इट ओके? टेल मी. Hey, can anyone tell me how to remove this right side? Is it possible to remove this? What do you say? चल, कोई नहीं. Have a look. Now see, what happens here? Hear me out. So you did all this corporate governance, all this you did, right? Now what happens? These executive directors are nothing but employees of the company, correct or not? They are paid some salary plus paid some director fees, correct or not? Right? So now what happens? Slowly, these executive directors, right? Now see, all the salaries of directors are decided by whom? Tell me. Board of directors, correct? Director, manager. Who decides salary? Board of director. That means, listen, if I am an executive director of a company, correct? And I go to the board meeting, my salary is also going to be discussed in front of me. I have a vote in deciding my salary. Thoda socho na. Is that even possible? Think about it. Does that even make sense? Tell me. No. So there is a committee that is made from these directors, or there is INEDs in the committee. There is a remuneration and nomination committee. Remuneration and nomination committee. The committee that is made. It is not full board of directors. Out of the board of directors, the 3 or 4 board of directors will come together, right? And form a remuneration and nomination committee, and also an audit committee, which has only INEDs in it. Audit committee and remuneration nomination committee, which has what? Only INEDs in it. Why INEDs? Because remuneration, if you take some insider into the job, he is going to try to manipulate the remuneration. And in audit committee, why in audit committee only INEDs are there? Tell me. Dekho, some CEO now did something wrong. He wants to cover this up now, correct? So what he will do? Tell me. Sir, ek kaam karte, we've done financial fraud now. We'll set up the auditor perfectly so that he does not pass a negative opinion on our books, right? If the CEO is the person selecting the auditor, tell me, will there be a bias towards selecting an auditor which or who is in your favor for all the things? Obviously, correct? So this is how it will be, right? So INED should only be there in the audit committee and the remuneration and nomination committee. With this, I think the 5 points of corporate governance are done. Have a look. Just read through. I have given what? Possible best examples for these corporate governance issues. Have a look. Makes sense or does not make sense? Tell me. Any problem? Read it. Just a second. I fill up my water bottle and come. Done with corporate governance? Tell me. Now, do one thing. Leave 2 or 3 pages. Okay. Leave what? 2 or 3 pages. Let's start with 3 pages you leave. Because what is left now? Have a look. I think only 2 topics, no? Managerial remuneration, ESOP, and VFM concept, correct? So 3 or 4 pages max will leave. 2 side by side pages or 4 pages, whatever you want to. Now let's do basics of investment appraisal, correct? I just want to do what? Practical, right? Because theory, then it will get a bit boring, right? First, let's do what? Tell me. Map out the whole syllabus, correct? Of what? Investment appraisal. Wait, what we'll do is we'll do investment appraisal master table, correct? Write down methods of investment appraisal. You have 4 methods. First, write ROCE. Second, write ROCE full form. If you want to write, you can write return on capital employed. ROCE full form is what? Return on capital employed. We are going to start that only right now. Okay. So ROCE. Then you have payback period. Second is payback period. Third is NPV. Fourth is IRR. Correct? And then you will say time value of money plus discounting A. Write down uneven cash flows. B. Even cash flows. C. Perpetual cash flows. So here you can write this is called as annuity. This is called as perpetuity. Correct? TV is time value of money. Time value of money. Then you have something called as full-fledged NPV. Full-fledged NPV. A proper question. This is section C. Favorite. If there are 2 set of papers that are made, one set will have NPV as a question. Correct? Then you have lease versus buy plus. Or here you could say, wait, lease versus buy. Wait. Don't write lease versus buy. Write first sensitivity analysis. Plus with sensitivity analysis, you can write simulation. Then you can say probability analysis. Plus you could say with this capital rationing. Then you could say lease versus buy. And EAC and EAB. Lease versus buy and EAC, equivalent annual cost, and EAB, equivalent annual benefit. All major topics of what? Tell me. NPV. This is section C favorite. This is theory. Simulation is theory. Has appeared so many times in exam. I cannot even tell you. Correct? Has appeared so many times. Sensitivity analysis has theory as well as practical. Simulation is pure theory and has appeared too many times in exam. Section C mein it has appeared too many times. Capital rationing has theory plus practical and has appeared a lot of times in exam. Makes sense? Tell me. Can I go ahead?
Yes.
So first write first ROC, correct? Write down heading. Done with the master table. Tell me. Anything left? So write down ROCE. What is ROCE? The full form is return on capital employed. It is also called as ARR. Accounting rate of return. Hey, this is way too thick क्या? थोड़ा सा should I, or is it visible nicely? Tell me. The pen size, is it okay? Thickness, should I reduce it? बोलो.
पर
Pen
कैसे
size.
भी चलेगा.
अरे तू बोल ना, how is it looking? ज़्यादा पढ़ने को
सही है.
ठीक है. चलो. Try this also. Tell me whether that is okay. ROCE, right, or accounting rate of return. ROCE or ARR. Let's derive, or wait, better. You have done this. Make a table out of it. Two parts of the table. Write down ROCE by initial investment. And write down ROCE by average investment. Correct. Now, what is the method that I use? After this, leave some 4-5 lines or 7 lines. Correct. 4 to 5 lines leave after this. Okay. So what we'll do? We'll take an example and try to derive the formula for ROCE. Okay. So you can write the formula here of ROCE. Whatever space you have left, 4-5 lines. Correct. Chalo. So below this, write an example. Now first understand what is ROCE. Then we'll go to the solving. What is ROCE? Understand that. Return on capital employed. Now let's say I bought a machine, right? And I employed it into my business. That is the only machine that is there. That is the only fixed asset that is there in my business, right? I employed it, correct? Capital was employed, correct? And through it, I got profit of, let's say, 10,000 for 5 years, right? 100,000 machine I what installed into the business, correct? And I got 10,000 profit every year, right? If I ask you what is the average return on the capital employed, my capital employed is how much? Tell me. 100,000, correct? And 10,000 on an average every year I'm getting a return. So if I ask you what is the average return that I am earning on the capital that I have invested, how much is the average return every year? Tell me. Think about it. Chalo, write the question. Example, right? You'll understand. Right. Company A has invested $100,000 in a machine which has useful life of 5 years. Full stop. Scrap value at end of 5 years is $10,000. Full stop. Profit, that is PBIT. Profit, that is PBIT. Profit, that is PBIT of the company, of company A, for next 5 years is as follows. First, second, third, fourth, and 5. PBIT. Right? PBIT में write down 17,000, 12,000, 8,000, 20,000 and 21,000. Correct? आराम से गड़बड़ मत करो. Now say calculate. Calculate. सबसे पहले average profit. How much is the average profit? Tell me. Can you find the average profit? How do you find average profit? Can anyone tell me? Average profit or PBIT? How much is average profit or PBIT? How to find it? Tell me. What do you say, everyone? How do you find average profit?
$15,600.
15,600. How did you calculate? Tell me.
Sum of all these amounts.
17,000 plus 12,000
plus 8,000 plus
8,000
20,000 plus
plus
21,000
20,000
divided by 5.
plus 21,000. The whole divided by how many years?
5 years.
5.
Correct. Makes sense? Tell me. So how much is the average profit? 15,000 something you said?
600.
600. Correct? Any problem? B part. Tell me how much is the initial investment that you're doing in the machine? Read
100,000.
100,000. Correct.
Hmm.
Therefore, if I ask you average yearly return on initial investment of machine, how will you find? Tell me. Average yearly profit, how much you are getting? Tell me.
15,600.
15,600 divided by how much you have invested? Tell me.
100,000.
100,000. So how much is your average yearly return of initial investment of machine?
15.6%.
You will be surprised to know this is nothing but ROC by initial investment, right? So this is only what? Tell me. So write down. So this is only ROCE by initial investment method. Correct? Therefore, ROCE by initial investment. Tell me what is the formula. 15,600 is what? Tell me. Bolo. What is 15?
Average yearly profit.
Average
profit.
profit, or I can say average
PBIT.
CPIT. Correct? The whole divided by what?
Initial investment.
Initial investment on capital. Yeah, on machine you could say. Right? Machine or capital employed. Initial investment on machine or capital employed today. Whatever it is.
Machine.
So this you have to update where? In the table. Homework. Did you derive the formula? Yes. Formulas of FM you only have to derive. I am just going to sit here and enjoy. Correct? Aram. No tension. Sitting here. Derivation you do. Right? I don't know only any formula. अभी थोड़ा सा let's go one more step ahead. How do you say, Aarti? Okay, can we go ahead? Yusuf is very quiet. Yusuf, I hope you are understanding.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes? Great.
Yes.
Great. If you are understanding, great. Not understanding, then much more great. If you don't understand, no tension, no query, no problem. No, matlab, those who don't understand, correct? Aram, right? If you understand, then your brain will have problem, right? अरे ये कैसे आया, right? Or how did this get derived, है ना?
वो बताने के लिए सर आप हो.
हाँ, नहीं वो टेंशन मत लो. Right? Now see, just going off topic for a second, right? When I say average balance, just hear me out, right? When I say average balance, what do I say? Average balance. If I say average balance of, don't write anything, okay? Of bank account, right? For month of April. Example, right? So let's say I give you all average, all closing balances of every day, 30 days of April, correct? What do you do with this? Tell me. Average balance. How will you find the average balance? You will add all the 30 days balance divided by 30, correct? But instead of that, I only just give you opening balance 10,000, correct? And closing balance is 15,000. And I tell you, can you find the average balance? How much is the average balance? Tell me. Bolo. How much is the average balance? 10,000 opening, 15,000 closing. Average is how much? Tell me.
12.5.
$12,500, correct?
Yes,
Any
sir.
problem? Now, thoda sa, for some time, trust me, okay? Now, do you see a machine here of 100,000? Tell me. 100,000 ka machine. Initial investment you did in the machine of how much? 100,000, correct? Then machine has useful life of how much? 5 years. Scrap value of 10,000. If I give you that, what? Tell me. That machine, no? Correct? Will be what? Tell me. At the end, be sold. At the end of 5 years, if it is sold, then only scrap value will come. Yes or no? Tell me. Everyone okay with that? Now see how the machine will work out. I tell you that was C. 100,000 ka machine, right? Scrap value is 5,000, correct? Initial investment is 100,000, scrap value is 5,000. And I tell you that depreciation is on SLM basis. What basis? Tell me. Depreciation on what basis? SLM basis, correct? So can you calculate depreciation on SLM basis? Tell me. What is the formula for depreciation? This you can write down. Depreciation on SLM basis. What is the formula? चलो याद करो. What is the formula? What do you say, Aarti? What is the formula? क्या बोलता है यूसुफ? What is the formula depreciation on SLM basis?
Every year we have to depreciate same amount now.
Same amount, but
हम
how will you
carrying
find?
amount we should minus, sir.
What I should do? Tell me the formula, right? See, I'll tell you simple.
Original cost minus scrap value.
बस उतना ही.
So divide by number of useful life.
Useful life, correct. So can I say this formula right now? Initial investment minus scrap value divided by what? Tell me. Useful life.
Useful life.
So, एक minute. फिर in this case, if I say next write down, calculate depreciation on machine. How will you find out calculate depreciation on the machine? Tell me. On the machine that we have sold or we have bought, tell me. How much did we buy the machine for initial investment? Tell me.
100,000.
Go in the question.
100,000.
100,000. Minus what should I do? Tell me.
5,000.
5,000 divided by
Divided by what? Tell me.
5.
5.
5. So how much is the depreciation every year?
19,000.
90,000.
19,000. Correct. Everyone getting $19,000. Everyone is there with me? Tell me. Okay. Now, for a minute, leave everything. Think about it. Sir, क्या बोल रहे हो? We are not able to understand. Now tell me, what is the opening balance of your machine? Tell me. Opening balance of your machine. When you bought it,
400,000.
100,000. Before selling the machine and after providing 5 years ka depreciation, how much is the balance of the machine before you sell the machine? Tell me. Tell me. See, 100,000, you are going to depreciate it by 19,000, 19,000, 19,000, 19,000, 19,000. 19,000 5 times if you deduct. Tell me how much will be remaining in the machine as a balance. Tell me. How much?
5,000.
5,000. That is a scrap value. Correct or not?
Yes.
So opening balance is 100,000. Closing balance is 5,000. Tell me what is the average balance of the machine? Tell me your average investment that you are doing. What is the average investment? 100,000 opening, 5,000 closing. What is the average balance that is there in your business or your investment ka average balance? Tell me your average investment. How much is it?
52,500.
52,500, correct? Everyone is getting 52,500. Tell me. That is nothing but your average investment, right? So write down opening balance of machine. What is opening balance of machine? 100,000. Closing balance of machine, how will you calculate? Tell me. ऐसा लिखो, closing balance of machine before sale. How much is the closing balance of machine before sale? Tell me. See, how will you calculate 100,000 minus? Tell me how many times are you going to deduct depreciation? Tell me. 19,000 का
times.
depreciation 5 times.
5 times.
सर जो स्क्रैप वैल्यू होती है वही हमारी क्लोजिंग
वही,
बैलेंस
that
होता
will
है.
be our closing. See, because you have decided 5 years per depreciation, you are going to depreciate it up to scrap value. So always closing balance of machine will be what? Scrap value. Correct? So how much is the closing balance of machine before sale? $5,000. Because this is the scrap value only. अब मैं लिखूंगा नीचे एवरेज बैलेंस ऑफ मशीन कितना है, that you calculate and tell me. Average balance of machine, how will you calculate? Tell me. Your 100,000 minus 5,000 or plus 5,000? Tell me.
Plus 5,000.
Plus 5,000. What do you say, Yusuf? Okay with it? Tell me.
Yes, sir.
100,000 plus 5,000 by 2 कितना होगा? Tell me how much would it be?
52,500.
52,500. Therefore, if I have to derive average investment formula, tell me average investment का formula. What is average investment? Tell me. Average investment is what? 100,000 is what? Tell me.
Initial investment.
Initial investment plus what should I do? Tell me.
Scrap value.
Scrap value divided by what?
2.
2. Then what is the average return? Average yearly return based on, write down, calculate. Average yearly return based on, calculate average yearly return based on, calculate average yearly return based on average investment. Therefore, how much is the average yearly return? Have you calculated average yearly return? Tell me how much was that?
15,600.
Divided by how much is the average investment that you have done? How much is the average investment? Tell me.
100,000.
Average investment, not initial investment.
52,500.
52,500. Correct. Therefore, how much is the return? Tell me.
29.71%.
29.7%. Right. This is nothing but ROCE by average investment method. Average investment method. What is the formula? Tell me. What is 15,600?
Average return.
Average return है या PBIT? Tell me.
PVIT.
80.
Average PBIT. The whole divided by what? Tell me. 52,500 is what? Initial investment or average investment?
Average investment.
Average investment. And what is the formula for average investment? You have written it here. So update both the formulas, this and this formula. Correct? The average investment is this. Correct? So both the formulas, this formula as well as this formula, update in that table. The table that is there above.
Sir, please scroll up.
Yes.
Or from starting. बस.
Yes. This you don't have to write, average balance and all that. This you have to not write. This you have to write. This you have to write. This is the formula. Somewhere you can write depreciation on SLM basis का formula. Understanding or no? Tell me. Okay with ROC?
Yes, sir.
What do you say, Arati? Understood? Yusuf?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
चलो बढ़िया. Let's do a bit of jogging. Chalo. Are you okay with both? Both the, have you updated formulas either? Update the formulas in the sheet where you have left space. Please update, I'll wait. Okay. Very important to update the formula here. ROCE or accounting rate of return. ROCE or accounting rate of return.
Sir, please show the last slide.
Which one, beta? ये वाला?
हाँ, up, scroll up. और
और
शुरू से
ऊपर
लिखा ही
यार,
नहीं. हाँ, और बस.
डन.
हम्म.
एवरीवन डन? टेल मी. ईशान लिखा क्या रे बेटा?
yes sir, yes. सर अकाउंटिंग रेट ऑफ रिटर्न और एवरेज रेट ऑफ रिटर्न एक ही होता है या अलग अलग होता है?
नहीं, accounting rate of return is the name given to ROC, correct? So in the question, if it says calculate ROC or accounting rate of return, see, accounting rate of return means does it use cash flows or does it use profits? Accounting मतलब क्या? Accounting always works on what? Profits, correct? So इसलिए in both the formulas, have a look. What are the formulas here? Tell me. ROC by initial investment is what? RO, or it is what? Average what? Tell me. PBIT divided by what? Your initial investment. But when it comes to what? Average investment, it is what? Average PBIT divided by average investment. Correct? In both the measures, are you taking a return of profits, that is return percentage of profits, or return percentage of cash? Tell me. Are you receiving cash in your pocket? Let me tell you, is profit and cash the same thing, or are they two different things? That is the next topic. That's why I'm asking you. Profits and cash, they are different. That means when I say cash profits and when I say book profits, are they two different or are they two same? Tell me that. क्या लगता है ईशान? Same or
Sir,
different?
different.
Different.
Yes.
Right? So write down. चलो, tell me. Write down heading. Right? Profit versus cash flow. Now see, this is the only formula of what? Tell me. Investment appraisal, right? Or only method of investment appraisal, ROC, which uses profits. After this, all formulas or all methods that are there, payback period, NPV, and your what? Tell me. IRR, all will use what? Tell me. Cash flows, right? So write something like this, right? Profit approach, correct? And write down cash flow approach. Profit approach and cash flow approach. ठीक है, आ जाओ. Profit approach versus cash flow approach. Now have a look. How does profit work out? Sales 100 minus variable cost 30 gives you contribution. I told you I will take this example 50 to 60 times, 100 times in the whole syllabus, right? Minus fixed cost. Now in fixed cost you have other fixed cost, correct? 20 and depreciation of 10, correct? 70 minus 20 minus 10 gives you what? 40 as PBIT, correct? Any problem here? Tell me. Tell me. Chalo. Now you go into analyzing this profitability statement, right? You go, you say sales. Arey sir, sales fully received in cash. So sales is full 100. यहाँ से यहाँ, correct? Sales is fully what? 100, right? Then sir, we paid variable cost of 30, correct? Cash flow. Cash flow means what? Sir, either cash is going out or either cash is coming in. Sales you did 100, you got 100 in your pocket. Minus variable cost 30 you paid from your pocket. So 70 is the contribution that you have. Correct? Minus fixed cost पे when you went, no. You said other fixed cost, so you paid from your pocket, rent and everything, 20 ka. But depreciation, are you paying depreciation from your pocket to someone, or is it a non-cash item? Tell me.
Non-cash item.
So will you include it in your cash flow analysis? Tell me.
No.
No. So this I am saying what? Not required. See, this is nothing but your operating profit, correct? Or PBIT. Are you okay with me saying this as operating profit or PBIT? Any problem with this? Tell me. Me saying this is operating profit or PBIT. Are you okay with it? Tell me.
Okay, sir.
So can I call this operating cash flows? Will you be okay with me saying this is operating cash flow? Tell me. How much is operating cash flow now? Tell me.
50.
50. Any problem with operating cash flows? Tell me. But now let's say in an ROCE question. Now hear me out. थोड़ा सा keep your pens down. Focus on the screen. Right? आ जाओ आ जाओ. If I tell you, boss, see, operating cash flow is there, no? Is given in the question. But for ROCE, do you require profit or do you require cash flow? First tell me that.
Profit.
For ROCE calculation, you require profit. If in the question cash flow is given, if in the question cash flow is given, correct? Then how will you go from cash flow to profit or
Deduct
PBIT?
depreciation.
Deduct depreciation. 50 is the operating cash flow. You want to go from 50 to 40. What is the one thing that is not matching? Tell me. Depreciation. So if you deduct the depreciation from here, correct? If you deduct depreciation of 10, will you get the operating profit? Tell me yes or no.
Yes.
Correct. So have a look. If I want to go from operating cash flow to operating profit or PBIT, what do I do? Tell me. Then I'll give you time to write. What should I do? Add depreciation or deduct depreciation of 10? Tell me. Bolo bolo. What do I do? Deduct or add? Tell me. Operating cash flow 50. I want to go to operating profit 40. How will I go? Tell me. Deduct depreciation
Deduct
or increase
depreciation.
depreciation? So write
Deduct
down
depreciation.
Deduct depreciation.
depreciation. But एक second. Ulta I have to go. Maybe not asked in exam. But operating profit or PBIT is given. Right? This
Add
40 is given.
depreciation.
I want to go to operating cash flow. What I will do? Tell me.
Add depreciation.
Add depreciation. Correct. Write this down. See whether you're okay with it. What do you say? Ishan? Yusuf?
Yes.
Makes sense. Tell me. Now, is it crystal clear in your brain? Tell me. I'll give one question. Okay. Once you're done writing, let me know. I'll go ahead.
Yes, sir.
Sure. Write down. Write down example. Initial investment is 500,000. Scrap value is 25,000. Useful life of machine. Five years. Right? Company A has following cash flows given. These are operating cash flows. These are what? Aram se. What are these? Tell me. Operating cash flows. What are these?
Operating cash flow.
127,000. 157,000. Correct? 183,000. 54,000. 95,000. No, 195,000. Correct? Calculate ROCE by initial investment and average investment. Now, aram se. Don't rush. Okay. Look at the question. See, what do you need to find out the average PBIT? Tell me. Average PBIT find out करने के लिए what do you need? Tell me. Do you have PBIT given in the question? Tell me.
No, sir.
But can you
Minus
calculate PBIT of all
depreciation.
the 5 years? Minus depreciation. ठीक है चलो. But for that, will you have to calculate depreciation?
Yes.
Yes.
Calculate depreciation. How will you calculate depreciation? So first do the calculation of depreciation. How much is depreciation? Tell me. SLM
95,000.
depreciation 95,000. Correct. Every year 95,000 is the depreciation for 5 years. Correct. So that was the depreciation. Tell me how
Sir,
did you
let
calculate?
us do.
Yes, Corona. Depreciation. Are you know, Baba?
500,000 minus 25,000
Divided by
upon
5.
5.
How much is that? 95,000. Everyone okay with this? Chalo, can you go from operating cash flow to PBIT every year? Tell me. Chalo, go to operating cash flow. Now the next question from my side is what? Calculate all 5 years PBIT. Chalo, do it. Do it quickly. If you need my help, let me know. Nahi to I am sitting comfortably here. Correct. Arti, you need my help?
Not.
Do it. Chalo, quickly do it then. Chalo, tell me what is PBIT for 5 years. First year PBIT is how much?
32,000.
32,000. Second year,
62,000.
third year,
88,000.
fourth year,
Minus 41,000.
minus 41,000. The biggest question, what to do with minus 41,000? And
Minus
last
it.
year, last year,
1 lakh.
what?
100,000.
Correct. Therefore, average PBIT क्या करूं? Tell me. 32,000 plus 62,000 plus 88,000. What to do with the 41,000?
Minus.
Minus. So minus
Hmm.
41,000 plus 100,000. Correct. The whole divided by what? 4 or 5? Tell me.
5.
So if there is a loss, you will have to add the loss. So divide by 5. Tell me how much is that?
48,200.
48.2. 48,200. Makes sense. Now, what is the initial investment? Can anyone tell me?
500,000.
500,000. So therefore, ROC by initial investment is how much?
9.64%.
So how do you calculate 48,200 divided by how much? Tell me. 500.
500,000.
How much is it? 9.64%.
64%.
Everyone getting 9.64? Tell me. How much
Yes,
is
sir.
average investment? How much is average investment? How much is average investment? How do you calculate average investment? Tell me.
Initial investment plus scrap value upon 2.
So initial investment is how much, Baba?
500,000.
Plus how much is scrap value?
25,000.
The whole divided by 2. How much is average investment?
2,62,500.
Therefore, ROC by average investment is how much? Tell me. How do you calculate ROC by average investment? What divided by what?
Average PBIT.
That is how much? Tell me average PBIT.
48,200.
Divided by how much?
Average investment.
Investment.
How much is this?
18.36%.
80.66.
Okay with it? Tell me. Sure. Take a short break, 10 minutes. Then we'll continue till 9:10. Okay. Half an hour we'll do after that. 8:40 come back. Stay in the meeting only. Don't leave the meeting and go. We'll continue till 9 or 9:10. Okay. चलो, are you all back? चलो, okay with this? Tell me. Any problem? कोई टेंशन, क्वेरी, डाउट, प्रॉब्लम? चलो आगे. चलो आ जाओ. ROCE. कुछ और क्वेश्चन? चलो, we'll do one more question. Tell me. Write down example. Company A has invested in a business. Has invested 500,000 in purchasing a business. $500,000 in purchasing a business, and 100,000 to restart the business. The business will be sold after 6 years at after 6 years at 150,000. Correct? Cash flow of business is as follows. Eh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. एक मिनट, 500, 600 minus 150, 6 now. These are operating cash flows of the business. Calculate ROCE. Do you require my help? Tell me. by A, initial investment, and B, average investment. My help is required or no? How much is initial investment? Tell me. 500 or 600? Tell me. How much is the initial investment?
600.
600,000. How much is the scrap value?
1 lakh.
ठीक है. Once done, please let me know. Arati, will you be able to do it or no? Priti, Ishan, हो जाएगा?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Just give me final answer.
ROCE by initial investment 13.38%.
Everyone is getting this?
Average है 22.95%.
Everyone getting this or no?
सर एक बार डेप्रिसिएशन कंफर्म करना कैसे कैलकुलेट हुआ है?
चलो आ जाओ, डेप्रिसिएशन कैसे कैलकुलेट किया, टेल मी। 500,000 प्लस 100,000, करेक्ट, पूरा बिजनेस माइनस 150,000 डिवाइडेड बाय
ओके
क्या, 6 ईयर्स।
सर, मतलब इसमें 1 लाख की तो मशीन की वैल्यू पे डेप्रिसिएशन होगा ना, मतलब बिजनेस की वैल्यू पे भी होगा?
पूरी बिजनेस की वैल्यू पे होगा ना डेप्रिसिएशन, या सिर्फ 1 लाख पे होगा, पूरे बिजनेस की वैल्यू पे होगा।
रीस्टार्ट वाला जो कॉस्ट है वो भी इंक्लूड किया है मतलब?
वो भी इंक्लूड करना है, बराबर है।
अच्छा, ओके ओके, वो सर 5 लाख पे कर रहा था एक्चुअली।
कोई बात नहीं। ठीक है, क्या देख लो, मेक सेंस। हमने क्या लिखा है, 1 लाख टू रिस्टार्ट द बिजनेस, राइट। तो ऐसा लिखो, परचेस ऑफ बिजनेस एंड 1 लाख मशीनरी, लिख लो, मैं लिखवाता हूँ, बराबर बोला ये, 1 लाख मशीनरी टू रिस्टार्ट द बिजनेस। ठीक है, लिखो 1 लाख मशीनरी और $100,000 मशीनरी वर्ड यू ऐड, राइट अ नोट बिलो, note, if this 100,000 was a revenue expense, अगर रेवेन्यू एक्सपेंस होता, if it was revenue expense, what you would have done, tell me, revenue expense, what you would have done, tell me,
तो इंक्लूड ही नहीं करते शायद।
then it would not be included in initial investment, it will not be included, ऐसा लिखो, not be included in initial investment for depreciation calculation, correct? Means what I want to say, if I had said that 100,000, right, for some selling mechanism or something of that sort, or 100,000 revenue expense to restart the business, initial investment में 600,000 तो आता, correct, but while calculating depreciation only 500,000 would have come, right, because 100,000 is revenue expense, but has not come up in the exam yet, but you never know, it can make an entry in your exam. So depreciation on above would be at 500,000 minus 150,000 by 6, right, कितना आता है भैया, 350,000 by 6, initial investment would be 500,000 plus 600,000 plus 100,000, sorry, initial investment में that 100,000 would be added, correct. So how much is this 500,000 minus 150,000 by 6, tell me, this note का depreciation, note का calculation I am doing,
10,000, sorry, 1,05,333.
but कैसा,
गलत हो गया सर, आरओसी
नहीं,
इनिशियल इन्वेस्टमेंट 17.5% होगा।
अरे नहीं, मैं तो ये पूछ रहा हूँ, 500,000 minus 150,000 by 6, आई एम आस्किंग दिस पार्ट, 350 by 6,
अच्छा, सॉरी,
no problem. How much is it, Arti? 350,000 by 6?
58,333.
$58,333.
Sir, why we are not including 100,000?
Because if it is revenue expense, will you get depreciation on that? Tell me,
No.
right?
Okay. Okay, we are doing second question. Got
हाँ,
it.
ये note वाला question, continue,
अच्छा,
correct? Then ROC will to remain, or average PBIT given, you can calculate ROC by that method, no problem, or by those numbers, PBIT calculate करके. Okay with everyone? Tell me, any problem? Can we go ahead? Did you anywhere use cash flows for calculation of percentage? Yes or no? Tell me. Or did you use PBIT only to calculate ROCE? Tell me. See, cash flows, so you went eventually to PBIT. You used PBIT only in your calculation? Yes or no? Tell me. Did you use some other? So write down note. इसके नीचे note on ROCE. Write down note on ROCE.
सर क्वेश्चन नंबर 1 का ROCE बाय इनिशियल इन्वेस्टमेंट 17.5% होगा।
ये ऊपर वाला?
हाँ, और सेकंड होगा 31.2%।
ए
एक्चुअली
बाबा,
आई
how much?
फॉरगॉट टू माइनस 1,50,000 फ्रॉम
ए बाबा।
डेप्रिसिएशन।
तो सही कितना है बताओ बाबा?
17.5%,
Everyone getting this
31
answer or no? 17.5%. हाँ, कितना? 31 point.
31.2%।
Everyone getting this answer or no? क्या बोलता है ईशान? 17.5 and 31.2 या
सर
क्या अलग है?
एक्चुअली मेरा डेप्रिसिएशन गलत हो गया था ना, तो वो मेरी एलोकेशन गलत हो गई थी, ये भी मैं कैलकुलेट कर रहा हूँ।
करो करो. Give you 2 minutes, 2-3 minutes more. What do you say, Aarti? Have you calculated? Tell me. प्रीति, कैलकुलेट किया?
कर रही हूँ।
करो करो. Do it. Come on, Aarti, do it. Tell me, give me an answer. Whether
Doing
17. Correct? 17.5 and 31.2.
यस सर।
Tomorrow
17.5।
or Saturday, somewhere around Saturday, I'll send you जो अपना ऐप है रियो प्ले, right? I'll send you the serial keys of that. Okay, you can activate that, and now from Monday you can log in from the app directly. Okay, from there also you can attend the Zoom meeting. There you will have recordings का backup also given there. Okay, so no need to worry about it. So note on ROC, write down. ROC is the only formula in finance. ROCE is the only formula in finance which uses profit, which uses profit, which uses profit, which uses profit for investment appraisal. ROC is the only formula in finance which uses profitability or profit in calculation or in investment appraisal. All other formulas from now will not use what? Tell me. Profit. They will use cash flows.
प्रॉफिट इन कैलकुलेशन।
Profit in investment appraisal. Investment appraisal method. ठीक है. Now the next part is we have to do advantages and disadvantages of ROC. Advantages and disadvantages of ROC. अब ना प्रॉब्लम ये है एडवांटेजेस एंड डिसएडवांटेजेस ऑफ ROC में, करेक्ट? That it is done or it has to be done in conjunction with payback period, NPV, IRR. So अभी अगर एक का लिखूंगा, right? So once if I write for ROC, right, it has some points which are in comparison with payback period, some points in comparison with NPV. So better if we do advantages and disadvantages. So write a heading, advantages and disadvantages of ROCE or ARR. Make 2 parts out of it. See? Leave some 6 to 7 lines. Mark, this is very important. Theory questions come from advantages, disadvantages. Advantages and disadvantages of ROCE, IRR, what? Payback period, NPV. All are very important. Right? Chalo. Now let me change the topic. Last, I'll just introduce one topic. हाँ,
एक बार वो रेवेन्यू एक्सपेंस वाला दिखा दो.
ये रहा बेटा.
Okay.
Everyone is getting this 17.5 and 31.2 now, or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank
Okay.
you.
Advantages, disadvantages.
Just
will be
the
around
one sport, like
Huh?
the revenue part.
What?
Just show it, sir, for writing the note.
Note. Okay. लिखो.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So should I go into payback period or what? Tell me. Chalo, write down at least heading payback period. Write down example. Quickly we can do the example. Right. Write down company A has invested $100 today in a project. एक मिनट ROC में भी wrote this, no? एक second. Sorry. Last thing ROC में लिखो. Wait. Don't write payback period. Correct. Write down decision criteria of ROC. Decision criteria of ROCE. आ जाओ. Last part. This last part. ठीक है. Company A, company B. Right. ROCE. If company A has an ROCE of 15% and company B has an ROCE of 18%, which project will you choose? Tell me. Or which
18%.
एक मिनट wait. Company मत लिखो. Right? Project A and project B. Project A and project B. ठीक है? Project A, project B. Which project will you choose? Tell me.
Project B.
Project B. Do tick. Now, company has given target ROCE of 21%, right? Project A, right, has 18% ROCE. Project B has 25% ROCE. Which project will you choose?
25.
25%. So target ROCE and comparison of ROCE with the other project is something that you have to see, right? See, even if this project B was 16%, would you choose project B or project A, or would you not choose both the project? Tell me. If target is 21 and one project is given 18%, other is given 16%, would you choose both the
18.
projects would be, if target is 21, one is
No
18, one is
project, sir.
16, no project will be chosen
No.
because it does not meet the target. Okay. With this, I think we can stop. I don't want to go into what? Payback period. Payback period will go next week. Okay. Now your class will happen on Monday, right? Till then, what? Tell me. Whatever we have done, revise that. This week you can take a bit lightly. From next week, full-fledged, you start what? Your preparations, right? This week still exam, 15 days after exam, halka fulka or whatever, a bit of what? Tell me. Normalcy or normal things have happened. Now aram se, don't take too much tension, right? We'll quickly adapt to things, right? Next week say what? It will extensively, we will pick up the portion, okay? Right?
सर जो लास्ट क्वेश्चन था उसमें शायद जो एवरेज वाला था ना सेकंड पार्ट
हाँ,
उसका शायद 28% है सर शायद से
28. आरती, प्रीति, किया क्या कैलकुलेट? और डू यू वांट मी टू कैलकुलेट? डन. टेल मी एवरेज पीबीआईटी क्या आ रहा है?
सो 105,333
इधर क्या आएगा? 600,000 प्लस 150,000, दैट इज 750,000 बाय 2,
यस सर
375,000 आएगा. हाँ, और हाउ मच इज एवरेज पीबीआईटी? टेल मी.
सो 105,333
105,000. This divided by what? 600.
37,500
नहीं ना, 600,000 करेंगे तो 17.5% आता है क्या? टेल मी.
सर आप सेकंड पार्ट कर रहे हो ना
इनिशियल इन्वेस्टमेंट.
Second.
अच्छा अच्छा आप फर्स्ट ओके सर फर्स्ट
हाँ.
पार्ट का तो आंसर
सेकंड पार्ट इज व्हाट?
17.5 है
टेल मी. आ जाओ. सेकंड पार्ट इज व्हाट? टेल मी. 105,000 divided by what? 375,000, no?
375,000 यस
Correct. So how much does it come?
सर ये 28 ही आ रहा है
28 आ रहा है. Okay. So 28%. Just
क्यों
check.
सर 600,000 प्लस 75,000 करेंगे अपन डेप्रिसिएशन, सॉरी स्क्रैप वैल्यू करेंगे.
हाँ, 150,000. 750 by 2, so 375,000, ना?
हाँ हाँ ओके
So
ओके.
28% will be your ROC. Correct. Okay. Preeti, what do you say? Preeti is gone.
Yes, I'm here.
Arati, what do you say, beta?
Okay.
Okay. We'll share the notes with you, right? ROC, various questions you can solve from everywhere. You can go to what? Your study hub and try to solve questions. ठीक है? Right?
सर
We
एक
will-
डाउट और था सर जनरल डाउट था
हाँ, बोलो, पूछो.
मतलब सर वो मतलब पता कैसे चलेगा जैसे एग्जाम किट के हम चैप्टर वाइज कौन से क्वेश्चंस मतलब कर सकते हैं
एग्जाम किट
वो
से ज्यादा तू स्टडी हब पे जा. कल जैसे मैंने याद है, आई पुट अप व्हाट? टेल मी. TSR.
कीवर्ड वगैरह अच्छा
So keyword you put what? ROC or return on capital employed. You will get questions there, or accounting rate of return. Correct? So you will get questions. 7, 8, 5, 6 questions. So 100% you will get. Okay. Check
अच्छा
them.
पर सर ऐसे कीवर्ड डालने से तो मतलब वो नहीं होगा ना मतलब कवर जरूरी नहीं है वो क्वेश्चन आ पाए मतलब थोड़ा आइडेंटिफाई करने में मुश्किल होगा बट एग्जाम
नहीं,
किट में
you
थोड़ा वो
put up the
चैप्टर
keyword.
वाइज
Study hub में तो 100% आएगा. Study hub में no problem. Right?
अच्छा
Hardly 10 or 12 areas में ROC would be used. So you just have to click on the 10 areas. Correct? You will get your 4 5 MCQs. In what? Your publication books also. If you have a soft copy, you can do what? Search. Return on capital employed. ROC. ARR. Accounting rate of return. You will get good number of questions. Right?
ओके सर वरना सर मतलब आप चैप्टर वाइज नहीं बता पाओगे जैसे चैप्टर वाइज ये चैप्टर हो गया बुक के हिसाब से कि 1 2 3 हो गया तो फिर हम बुक में एग्जाम किट में मतलब
ठीक है,
आइडिया लग
I'll do
जाएगा
that. मैं उसका भी what I'll do. I'll try to get that indexing also done. Okay?
ओके सर
Next week में वो सारी चीजें मैं तैयार करके लाता हूँ जो तू बोल रहा है वो. Okay?
ओके सर थैंक यू
Yes. Chalo guys, can we wrap up for today? We'll meet on Monday now. Same time, 6:30. Monday 6:30. Till then, relax 2-3 days. Because once I start full-fledged class, no relaxation. Okay?
Okay.
So, bye-bye. Take care of your health. Good night, guys. Bye.
Good night.
बाय
Bye.
सर गुड नाइट